Welcome to Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. As our name suggests, we are a community which honors many paths to the divine. And to support this vision, we invite a different speaker to share their story each week. And today our speaker is the Reverend Coni Sharp Carter. My name is Jasmine Phoenix. I'm a past president, and we are just full of past presidents today. We have Carol LSICC is our accompanist today. She's a past president, and as is Coni, who is seated behind me at this point, as is Sue Brewer, as is Jean Captain. And I should have known we had more gosh darn past presidents here, and Jean Quacco. And I also want to do a little shout out to Jean, whose wedding anniversary is today. And she and her wife Sharon were married here in our church. How many? 7 years ago. Yes, lucky number 7. So good morning and welcome. And I'm going to invite Coni to do our invocation at this time.
I love these shoes, but they're sandals and they're not always easy to walk in. So, like, huh? Okay. So let's take a breath and just move into that silent space, into your heart, into your truth, into the knowingness that right here, right now, God is. And as we recognize that presence and that power, we say thank you. Thank you for this day. Thank you for this life. Thank you for this opportunity to share friendship, community, beingness. And so it is in that wisdom that we absolutely receive also. We know it is good. This day is good. We are good. The 4th of July is a holiday of celebration. And so with a grateful heart, we let it go, knowing the truth, knowing the power, knowing the good. And so it is. Amen.
I got it. Since there's a very slight discrepancy in height between Coni and myself, we're going to be doing a little microphone juggling here this morning. Yellow. Oh, Steve, hey. Past president, wave, hi, yay. As I said, we're just full of them today. And then, so we are going to move on into our service, and what we really love to do at this time is greet each other. We're a whole bunch of huggers for the most part. And so, given that we still have viruses and stuff floating around, I'm just going to mention that if you would prefer to maintain social distance, simply remain seated and we will happily give you your space. Otherwise, please get the heck up and start hugging one another. Especially this time of year. There we go. Try those two words again. As we return to our seats, don't sit down, which you're supposed to know this by now because we're going to sing next. So please rise and let us sing together our opening song. The hymn is Let There Be Peace. If you need the words, it's on the laminated card in the back of the pew in front of you. So now, let there be peace. Another hymn coming, Carol? Please be seated. It's time for announcements. I have a couple, and then Sue will do some. Does anyone have any announcements at this time? Anything from the community, prayer requests, anything you'd like to share? Jan? Okay. Anyone else? Jerry? Thank you. We need to remember that everyone needs our prayers, not just the people that we would like to bless.
And then I have one.
Connie, please.
I would like to ask for happy birthday prayers. My uncle Larry Sharp, who's been a resident of the city for many, many years, turned 93 yesterday.
Awesome. Okay, if you think of anything else, wave your hand. Otherwise, I'm going to move along. One thing that I want to make sure that we all know, the board decided after some discussion and input about a week ago, week and a half, that we are going to be discontinuing the live streaming of the Sunday service. So if you would like to be with us, you will need to be here on Sunday. We are still recording the service. It will still be available on YouTube. So if you can't be here on Sunday or choose not to be, you can still find the service on YouTube. It's usually up within a day or two. And this decision was not made lightly. Carolyn Sheets, who's a board member, let us know that many churches are struggling with this decision right now. Because while Zoom was great for keeping people connected in some way, at least during COVID, it may not be our best choice at this point in time, because we feel, and I hope we all understand, that being here in one another's presence is what really fosters community, and that's what we need as we move forward and rebuild our community. If you have any thoughts on this decision, please approach any board member and let them know. And this is the second week, I believe, that it's been announced. Carol, have you sent out an email to this effect yet? Okay, Carol will be sending out the email to the group that she has, and I've posted it on Facebook once or twice. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, all right. So we're trying to let people know, but as I said, please be aware, the only change is we're not live streaming on Sunday. The service is still being recorded for anyone who would like to catch it later. Another thing I would like to let you know is at the recent board meeting, we decided to make a couple of donations to the community. Historically, we made significant donations to community organizations in December. And we did make some decisions at our board retreat in November, but we did not donate as much as we have in the past. Because as board members, there's this tension, do what we can on behalf of our community for the larger community, and yet we need to, be careful about making sure that, the lights are on and bills are paid and so forth. So recently, last November, we donated $750 to community organizations, and at our board meeting, we voted to donate $100 to the Second Harvest Northern Lakes Food Bank and $100 to the Damiano Center to support their programs for the very low income and homeless. And if you have some dollars that would like to go and help the community, food shelves are being very, very hard hit this summer. Inflation, cost of gas, everything. People from with small children up to people my age and beyond are hitting food shelves. So they're really getting hit. So if you can help beyond what you've donated to the church that we send out into the community, that would be lovely. And one other thing, um, we are hopeful that this kind of thing means that there's more life coming through the church. As many of you know, there is the Unity Book Group on Sunday evening. I'm going to give you a little detail here, but Adam Sipola has a workshop coming up at the end of July. Cindy Fritz, former board member, may be doing her tapping EFT workshops here again. I don't know how often. Carol's talking with her now about that. But at any rate, here's what Adam will be doing on July 27th at 7 o'clock. And this is an introductory workshop. If it's well received, then they will go on. Adam will be facilitating a relational meditation where we practice the art of being with ourselves, with each other, and with what arises in the space between us. We gather together and practice bringing our awareness to our experience of the present moment, exploring what it's like to be us in the emerging now. This is a free 90-minute introductory session, that includes one-on-one fundamentals, followed by group focus circle practice. And I'm sure that if you would like more information or to chat with Adam, you can find him on Facebook or Instagram, and you can, explore that further with him. And we'll remind you of this as it gets closer. And Sue, do you want to do the basics?
Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Remember, please put your phones on mute or do not disturb for the service. Thank you very much. We do have our suggestion box at the back of the church. If you have any ideas, suggestions, if you have somebody you want to speak, please make sure that we find out about it. We also can be reached by email at interfaithon9thstreet@gmail.com, and 9 is the number 9, TH, 9th Street. And then voicemail, you can call and leave a voicemail. You can contact a board member. There are many ways to let us know if you have comments, suggestions, ideas, people you want to see speaking, people you want to see leading the healing meditation. And who is speaking next week? Barbara With. Oh my gosh, we haven't seen from her for a while. Barbara With, obvious. Excellent, excellent. All right, so check out our website, our Facebook page, our newsletter if you need to catch up on any ideas and things that are going on. And if you missed a service and would like to re-watch a service, check us out on YouTube. As Jasmine mentioned, we will not be live streaming, so if you missed our service, you can always pick it up on YouTube. One service a month is dedicated to Unity. We had ours last week, and then every last Sunday we will have that Unity service. The Unity book discussion group on Sunday is not meeting tonight because of the 4th of July weekend, but it is at 6 o'clock on Sunday nights in the church, and so far we are still zooming that a little bit, as far as I know. Any changes in that? Okay. Donations. If you have donations you want to make to the church, please do so. We'd love to see you in person making those donations into the little basket, but if you're not in person, you can always send it to our address at 1414 East 9th Street, Duluth, Minnesota, 55805. We also have a PayPal account, so check out our website. It's at the bottom of the website, and you just click on the PayPal account. And consider joining our summer gardening group. Denise, is it going? Oh, Denise has been trying to help out with, get us going on. Ooh, okay. Ah, okay. So Lisa volunteered to do some trimming where needed, not to cut off beautiful flowers, but to make sure we don't get things growing behind the stucco and that kind of stuff. So we do need help with the summer gardening group. Get your hands in the soil. It's good for the soul. All right. Also, do we have any other prayer intentions? We do have our healing bowl on the piano over here. You can mentally or physically put a prayer request in the bowl at any time. And don't forget to come and join us for coffee and sweets after the service. Every Sunday we have coffee and sweets, and every third Sunday we have a little meal, some kind of potluck or some kind of soup or salad or something like that. So please remember to come and join us for some community building and some great conversations. Thank you.
Thank you, Sue. And another way that the board spent some of your money a week or so ago, we have lots of fun spending your money. I hope you know that. This is a new microphone. I don't know if you've noticed any difference from what you may have seen before. When we began to get people back, and we are still trying to do Zoom in a meaningful way, we realized that nothing from out there was being picked up by the microphone at that time. So when you were singing or speaking or whatever, the people at home on Zoom got a whole lot of nothing. So this was only $100 or so. We want to thank Steve for procuring it and setting it up and so forth. But now, I mean, we still want Zoom to be a good experience for people, because for all we know, there's someone in Australia watching us on Zoom, and we can only hope that there is. So, or elsewhere around the world. So, as I was saying, the object of this new microphone is to pick up sound from the whole sanctuary. So if you do an announcement, Jan, such as yours a little while ago, hopefully the microphone picked that up so that people on Zoom could hear it. When we're singing, it'll be a better experience for those on Zoom, because there won't be, blank spaces in the service. So anyway, technology marches on, and we just, try and keep up with it. And, the other thing I was going to say, I'm speaking of future speakers. So next week, we know we have Barbara With, and then on January 17th, we have Reverend Jasmine Phoenix. What did I say? I'm way ahead of myself. I don't know what I'm going to be doing in January. All right, so now we are going to, okay, and the week after that, my goodness, all these former presidents, what are we going to do with them all? I'm looking at Steve, he doesn't have an answer. All right, it's time to sing again, and then we will be being still for a while. We're going to sing In the Silence, which you will find in Wings of Song, number 74, if you need it. And then Connie will be offering both our healing meditation and her talk for the day.
Okay. So can everybody hear me? Okay. I don't know. Do we need to go into a meditation with that song? Yeah, I love that song. And because love is here. So I invite you now to let your mind just release. Let go of all the busyness and just allow yourself to think and feel. What does love feel like? How am I love in action? And then take another breath and go in a little deeper. And move that love into that greater space to where peace lives. The peace of all that is. The peace that is within us, that is always there, always present. That peace that says life is good right here, right now. And then I want you to just take another deep, deep breath. And in that breath, know, feel, experience the presence and the power of God right here, right now. We don't have to go anywhere. We don't have to be anything. We just need to breathe. Breathe and open our heart. Breathe and know that in this moment, love is alive. Peace is alive. God is alive. So just take that breath and stay with it as we just move into that silent space. And then very gently, take another breath. And slowly, easily, effortlessly, begin to make that journey of love, that journey of peace, that journey of God knowing us back into this beautiful space where once again we join together in human form and in the electronic world for people on Zoom. We breathe ourselves into the fullness of life. And so with a smile on your face, with joy in your heart. Be here now. Be present with me in love, in peace, and in God. So welcome back, each one of you. You are each perfect in your presence, in your power, in your love. And so I want to move into a reading, and I have my Bible. This is called A Deep Breath of Life. And this is a 365-day book, where, you get, and Mike and I read this once, the daily word kind of, which the daily word is another great place to go. If, you don't want to go to the Bible, then get a daily word and open it up and open your heart to the words that are shared there. But today, for July 3rd, what is written is, heaven is a decision I must make. And that is from the Course in Miracles, which will lead me into my talk, because practice, practice, practice definitely goes to a space of heaven. Am I not being picked up? Oh, we're going to go down? Ah, okay. You know, when I called Carol and said, I really want to come and I really want to be in Duluth for July 3rd. And then I got the news this morning that the fireworks are maybe being put off because rain is also joining us. And it's like, but I had a vision the night before I made that phone call, and the words practice, practice, practice came up for me. And it's so I've got to play with this for several months as I've thought about, what I'm going to say here today. And, we've all read the books. We've attended the seminars. We've even participated in classes. Some of us have even gone to the point of maybe getting a license or a degree in something. But that's not enough. We don't get to just stop there. That's just the beginning. That's the hook. That's that piece that says yes. This is something that makes me come alive. And I don't care whether, it's a law degree or you become a doctor, you become, a gardener. It doesn't matter what that hook is. For me, that hook was prayer. I mean, the first time that I read the book, New Design for Living, and I got exposed to Ernest Holmes, and I found out that there was something called affirmative prayer. I mean, I had been a Catholic my whole life, and they told me to pray, but nobody said how. There was no directions. And so, so all of a sudden, Ernest Holmes says, hey, it's simple. 5 steps. God is. I am. I desire. thank you, and let it go. You know, can't get any simpler than that. But it's not a one-time thing. That's where the practice comes in. And, I mean, I'm sorry to not see Barb Benz here today because I really wanted to thank her. When I was here last year, Barb owned it was a 4-binder series of a Science of Mind extension course that actually was published in 1953. And, I mean, I took Science of Mind. I went through the classes back in 1985. Like, but Barbara gifted me with that set. And for the past year, I have daily read through that whole set. And it has reignited something in me. It's like, what I heard when I was in my 30s, 40s, is not what I heard today in my almost 80s. It's like it took it, I heard the love that Ernest Holmes had. His love for humanity. His love, his desire to offer something to the world that could change our lives. And it wasn't just to one group of people or to one person. It was to anyone that wanted to take these ideas, embody them, practice them, and live them. For me, I mean, that journey has been phenomenal. I mean, when I first came across those words, my life was chaos. I thought chaos was the way life was to be lived, So you moved from chaos to chaos to chaos, I knew how to create that. I had that down. But I don't live there anymore. I mean, drama is not a big thing in my life. Like it's a rare day that Mike and I have drama unfold in our home or in our world. I mean, even with all of that's going on in our political system and in, our environment. I was blessed to have come across the 4 agreements. Be impeccable in your word. Make no assumptions. Take nothing personal. And do your best. And do you know if you practice that in every moment, the chaos goes away. You can't live in chaos when you're doing that. Chaos shows up when somebody says something and you go, oh, they don't like me. I know they must be talking about me because, they said it to me. But, when people say things, I don't care if they're a politician, a president, or a 2-year-old child. It's theirs. It's not yours. It's coming from their belief system. It's coming from their experience of life. It's not about you. You get to determine what's about you. You're the creator of your life. And that's what the book, New Design for Living was. It was all about how to be the architect of your life. I mean, how do I build my life? Not how does Ernest Holm build my life? How do, the founders of Unity build my life? How does the Pope build my life? How do I build my life? And how I build my life has to be practiced. It's not a one-time thing, and you're never going to get there. I mean, it's moment by moment, it's day by day. And I've also moved out of poverty thinking. I mean, back when I first came across this idea of science of mind, I mean, I was a single mom raising, 3 children, making an income of $600 a week. And I thought I was doing good. But, through the years, life changed. And I now live abundantly on Social Security, and thank you for the city of Denver for Mike's pension, But we live within our means. We take what we get. We say thank you. We bless it, we use it, and we move to the next thing. I mean, yes, the price of gas went up. But you know what? Because I charged that higher price gas or those higher price groceries, I have more points to spend on hotel rooms. So we did not pay for a hotel room the whole way up here. And we're not going to pay for one on the way back home either. We used those points that, came with my credit card. So, it's taking a look around and it's saying, what's available to me? If something shifts here, then something must also shift over here, because we live in balance. We live in harmony. So, I don't practice giving my power away to lack and to fear. I practice taking my power with love, with understanding, with joy, with wisdom. It's all there. And it's not just available for me, it's available for every one of you. All you need to do is practice. Find that thing that works for you. Whether it's, the Course in Miracles, a Unity group, this church, this community. Maybe it's running for an office that you think it's really important, for dog catcher. I don't know. Everything has its purpose. But find what makes you wake up in the morning feeling your joy. And move out of that drama and out of the chaos. And move from failure to success. You can be successful. That's not something somebody decides for you. I mean, my throat is dry. I took a drink of water. I'm a success. I quenched my thirst. It's that easy. But it takes practice. I mean, I could have, picked the glass up and taken a drink. I could have spit it out and says, oh, that's water, it's not whiskey. I mean, there were many things I could have done. Instead of just saying, I successfully quenched my thirst. I mean, for my husband, Mike, he would have said, oh, it's not coffee. But like, so, it's what makes you happy. Focus on that. Take your mind, take control of your mind. And you decide, what am I going to practice? What am I going to be? How am I going to let life support me? So I have a story for you, which also came from July 3rd today. And I read this morning and I said, I have to work this into the talk because this really tells it all. It says a samurai warrior came to a Zen master and commanded him, teach me about heaven and hell. The master looked at the warrior and laughed, ridiculing him. Why would you think I would waste my time teaching an ignoramus like you? You are an uneducated buffoon. The samurai, severely insulted, I think we had a little personal taking there, began to breathe heavily and grew red in the face. Furious, he drew his sword and lifted it to chop off the head of the master. Before he chopped, the master said, that, sir, is hell. Immediately, the warrior was overcome with humility in deference to the profanity of this lesson. He fell at the master's feet and began to thank him profusely. And that, sir, is heaven. Heaven and hell are not eternal dispensations that await us after we die. They are states of mind we experience even while on earth. Whether thoughts we think and the attitudes we hold, love is the door to heaven, and fear is the path to hell. At any given moment, we hold the key that will unlock either door. The choice is yours. And I thought, how appropriate. You know, practice, practice, practice. I mean, when I showed up here at Lake Superior in, I think it was like 1994, I went to a wonderful meeting. I met Dr. Quacco, and he said, oh, you must come to back then it was, the name of the church was the First Spiritualist Church. So I walked in, Reverend Sharon Zukis was your president. And she said, welcome, I've been waiting. We're having a vote today. We need you to be a member. So I went downstairs and signed the membership form, and I got to vote for the new name, Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. You know, I mean, I had talked to a few people around here, and that they said it was time for a change. And I said I could support that. So I became a member. And that membership has gifted me time and time again. But it's because I choose. I choose to be a part of you. Whether it's in physical person, like when I lived here and I got on the board and, became a president, or whether it was when I said yes to being the editor of your newsletter, which I could do from Denver and still be connected to this community. but it's practicing. It's practicing giving back and saying thank you for the love that I feel from this place. I mean, you know, that's my heaven. My hell is to think that you'll ever go away. You are such a beautiful group of people. And you hold an energy in your hand that the world needs. And so as long as you're here and as long as I'm alive, my practice will be showing up as often as I can. You know, when I get a call from one of your presidents, whoever takes that job next, or the one after that, and they say, hey, Connie, we'd like you to come speak. My thank you for all that you've given to me. Like the samurai, when I fall down at the feet of this community and say, yes, I'll be here. I'll be here for you. But more, I'll be here for me. Because this isn't about you. This is my life. This is about me practicing what makes me feel good. And I encourage all of you, find what makes you feel good. Find it, say yes to it, and keep saying yes. Keep practicing and practicing and practicing. So with that, I'm going to sign off and say, I love you.
Before we ask for the offering, I want to share a little insight with you that I had when Connie was speaking about this little device. And certainly it's an electronic device, but it's also a metaphor. Because I think we all understand that people find us energetically. When people are looking for what we share here, they find us. Not by looking us up in the phone book, unless of course their intuition goes, there, which is very helpful when it does that. But this little device, I mean, we live in a global age. And certainly someone in Australia could be looking for our community and run across us on the internet. We are making ourselves more available to anyone who might be looking to find and share what we share all the time. And that's why we have that little device right there. And now, if two people would bring forward the baskets for our offering, we greatly appreciate all that you do and all that you give. Divine Spirit, for everything, please help us to remember that. Amen. And now we are going to take a moment to do principles. And because there are many of us here today who come from the, I'm not personally part of the spiritualist tradition. I skated in the door just after that change was made. But we've been alternating pretty much weekly between the spiritualist principles and the new to us unity principles. And I feel that energetically they're very similar, but today we're going to do the longer version. And so please speak with me if you choose. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We believe in our universal connection in spirit and that there is communication between the spiritual and physical worlds. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the Golden Rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of individuals and that we make our own happiness or unhappiness as we obey or disobey nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul, here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing are divine attributes contained in all sacred texts. And Carol, what is our next song, please?
206 in Wings.
Please rise.
This is my song, O God of all the nations, a song of praise.
Please join me in saying our church affirmation. We totally accept the belief that God is in charge of the affairs and direction of Lake Superior Interfaith Community Church. We know that as our thoughts of trust and joyful anticipation join in harmony with the thoughts of all the members of this fellowship, we attract the right ministerial leadership to our spiritual community, and we are grateful. Let's join in some kind of circle, and Connie will do the benediction from there.
So as we bring